Hyman, who was the first dean of Yeshiva Torah, was known to be an exceptional teacher. He put his heart and his soul into every class, speaking with passion and fervor as he explained the beauty of Torah and its precepts. His powerful voice and style captured the attention of his students. One snowy day in the early 1940s, only 4 boys showed up to class. Nevertheless, Rabbi Hyman gave his class the same way he would as if hundreds of students were there. His arms waved as he enthusiastically explained his thoughts for the day. Beads of sweat rolled down his face as the 4 boys looked at him in disbelief. As the rabbi was catching his breath, one of the students spoke up and said, "Rabbi, please, there are only 4 of us." The rabbi looked at them and quickly replied, "You think I'm giving this class to 4 students? I'm giving this class to hundreds of students. I'm giving this class to you, your children, and their children. I see thousands here." Welcome everyone to the 5-year celebration of Torah High. My name is Bram Bregman, and I'm the Executive Director of NCSY Ottawa. We've planned an evening for you that promises to be both inspiring and fun. I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come tonight to celebrate with us. You will find on your chairs a 1-page program guide which outlines the order of our program this evening, as well as a list of our sponsors for this evening. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, as well as the Solway Jewish Community Center for hosting us. I believe that the story I began with this evening sums up Torah High. When Rabbi Hyman looked at his students, he was able to see beyond who was there. He saw their potential. He saw what they're capable of becoming. In this week's Torah portion, Shlach, the Jewish people send spies, or scouts, into the land of Israel. Of the 12 leaders sent to scout the land, only 2 come back with positive reports. 10 of them come back with reports that the land cannot be conquered by the Jewish people. What was their error? The scouts could only see the here and the now at that moment in time. They could not scout the future opportunities and the future likelihood of success. They could not see what's there today as a basis of what could be tomorrow. At Torah High, we don't see one room in a small space next to the quickie. We see way beyond the 4 modest walls in a crowded storefront. We dream what could be and what will be in the years to come for each one of our wonderful students and their beautiful Jewish neshamas, souls. In Torah High, we see the future leaders of the Jewish people. All of us in this room tonight have a lot to be proud of. When Rabbi Sines, Kathy Kovacs, our chair, and myself started Torah High in 2006, we expected a modest 20 to 25 students in our first year. We had 52. I thought perhaps this is a 1-year anomaly, not to be repeated again. Our second year, in which we brought on our beloved Gaby Skorowski, had 63 students. I then thought again we would not grow anymore, but thank God I have been wrong every year. Torah High has grown every single one of the past 5 years, reaching a peak of 101 Jewish teenagers in this year's Torah High. I believe this demonstrates the thirst of our local Jewish teenagers to learn Torah and to learn more about what it means to be Jewish in the 21st century. 237 different young Jews have participated in the program and have combinedly achieved over 35,000 hours of Torah learning. To our students, parents, and teachers, I say Yasher Koach and thank you for being a part of the Torah High family. I would now like to call up our honored greeters. Rabbi Volka, who has been a mentor for NCSY, unfortunately cannot be here tonight, but sent a letter that will be read by Dr. Harry Prezant, President of Maksigi Adas. Mitchell Bellman and the Jewish Federation of Ottawa have been key partners and strong supporters of all NCSY programs since I started 7 years ago. Rabbi Lev Irons, as Regional Director of NCSY Canada, here from Toronto, he has actively been involved with ensuring NCSY Ottawa grows and continues to thrive through many different forms of support. Harry?
Good evening. Dear assembled, this is a very significant event in our community's history for a number of reasons. First, it celebrates the tremendous success of Torah High, or more precisely, the community's getting high on Torah. For this, we are immensely grateful to Bram, who struggled through the early years, and without whose determination Torah High would not have become entrenched. And we all know that the anchor of Torah High is a much beloved and precious soul, Rabbi Yehuda Symes. What a thrill to have Rabbi Symes make his first public address to a gathering which owes its success to him. Another idea connected to Torah High is the notion that Torah is high on our priorities. That is, Torah on high. This is perhaps an added understanding of the term crown of Torah, Keter Torah, Torah on top of the head, or very high. Even higher than the crown, we are told in Pirkei Avot, is the crown of a good name, a crown Rabbi Symes and Bram wear with such distinction. May all your achievements go higher and higher, and may Torah High continue to resonate with vitality and significance in our community. Warmest wishes to you all, Rabbi Reuben Volka.
It's really a pleasure to be here tonight. I want to offer on behalf of the Federation congratulations to Torah High for a wonderful 5 years. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing the lecture by Rabbi Symes, who I'm proud to consider a very close personal friend. Rabbi Symes has always inspired his students, and he's increased their passion about Judaism and Jewish education. And as a parent of 3 children, I can tell you it's not easy to do that, but Rabbi Symes somehow manages to do that. And even today, he continues to inspire us all. And I'm proud, I'm proud of how far he's come and what he's done, and I'm proud that his class has now expanded to this size beyond just a few students that he was teaching at Torah High and Ella Academy. I'm very much looking forward to learning and everything to continue. Thank you.
So the story is told about a synagogue in downtown Toronto that had a very big problem with mice infestation. So the rabbi dealt with it for several years. There was nothing he could do. And finally, the rabbi was taking his congregants on a Jewish Women's Renaissance mission to Israel. And he comes back, and all the mice are gone. And he asks the people, he says, did anything happen? They didn't know. Finally, he turns to the chazan, the cantor, and says, what did you do? He said, it was very simple. I called all the mice up to the bima, I bar mitzvahed them all, and they never showed up again. Dear friends, what we are celebrating here tonight is the Herculean task that was undertaken by Bram Bregman to return the youth, the Jewish youth, who are abandoning their heritage. And he has succeeded to bring them back in a way that no other community that I know of such a size and such a makeup, has succeeded. NCSY internationally services over 35,000 Jewish teenagers. We go into over 300 public school clubs a year. And you should know that in the past 2 days alone, in speaking in our international groups, I have told numerous people to come to Ottawa to witness the success that Bram has created here, together with his great team, Gaby, Rabbi Symes, and so many others. And it's really a testament to the community that you have here a jewel, really the crown jewel, that I don't believe it's possible to appreciate, like I told Bram's own wife tonight, until you go to other places in real life. Let me tell you a quick story. Howard Schultz, he should be a household name for anybody who drinks Starbucks coffee. chairman of Starbucks, he once went to Israel on a special mission. And he visited Rabbi Finkel, who's the Rosh Yeshiva, he's the dean of the Mir Yeshiva. And he comes into the rabbi, and he was unaware that the rabbi had Parkinson's disease. He was actually my rabbi. And he's there with a group of very prestigious American businessmen. And they're sitting around the table. They're all looking away. And he slams down, he says, "Look at me! And look at me now!" I have a question for you. What is the message of the Holocaust? And here, these people, CEOs, they manage multi-million-dollar companies, they're all looking away. They don't want to be called on like fifth graders. And he turns to the first guy and says, "You!" And he says, "We learn never again." And he says, "No. Next. You!" He said, "We should never be victims and go like cattle to slaughter." He says, "No, that's not the lesson." You want to know what the lesson is? The lesson is that when people were on the cattle trains for days with no food, with no drinks, with nothing, they were corralled like sheep, like cattle. And they pulled up at the concentration camps, and the doors swung open. They had bright lights bearing down on them. They were marched forward, to the right, to the left. And that night, they were sent to their barracks. And before they went, they were given a blanket. 1 in 6 people were given a blanket. And do you know what the lesson of the Holocaust is? That when that person took the blanket, and they decided whether they're only going to cover themselves or they're going to share that blanket with the other 5 people. And that's the lesson of the Holocaust. Did you take that blanket and share it? And he turned to those groups of Howard Schultzes in the room, and he said, "Take your blanket, go back to America, and share it with the rest of the world." Bram Bregman, an engineering undergrad, an MBA, decided to take his blanket and share it with the world. And not decide to abandon all the Jewish youth who unfortunately have been abandoned by so many others. And I have a question for you. Do you believe in miracles? Because I do. Because what we're witnessing here today in Ottawa is an absolute miracle. It's a miracle of epic proportions that we should all take tremendous pride and tremendous appreciation in. And we're not merely gathering to celebrate a 5-year celebration of Torah High and NCSY. We're celebrating the rebirth and the future of Ottawan Jewry. As a model for the entire NCSY organization, I wish a mazel tov to Bram, to Gaby, to Rabbi Symes, to the entire staff of NCSY and Torah High, and especially to all of you in the entire Ottawa Jewish community who are the beneficiaries and the supporters of this magnificent miracle. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Thank you, Harry Mitchell and Rabbi Irons. The next part of the evening is probably the main reason all of us are here tonight. Rabbi Symes, who is the founder and the director of education for Torah High since we started 5 years ago, is a person each of us in this room looks up to, respects, learns from, and has been deeply affected by. Almost 1 year ago, I stood in this same place speaking to a large crowd like tonight at the community prayer group for Rabbi Symes. I remember my feelings a year ago, as I'm sure many of you do as well, wondering what would be. And 1 year later, with thanks to God, Rabbi Symes is here with us tonight to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the program which he started and of which he is the reason it continues to grow and to be successful. I think it's fitting to read the words that I spoke about Rabbi Symes at last year's community prayer group, as at this year's event, he's here with us to hear them. Whether you are here this evening because you are a student of Rabbi Symes, a parent of a student, someone who works with Rabbi Symes, a friend, someone who goes to shul with Rabbi Symes, or someone who just knows him from the community, we all have one thing in common. We all respect and love Rabbi Symes. And the reason we respect and love Rabbi Symes is because Rabbi Symes respects and loves each one of us. Rabbi Symes practices all the foundations of a strong relationship, whether it be personal or the teacher-student relationship. He's an active listener who seeks to understand. He is humble. He takes a genuine interest in other people, and he is a giving person. Every second of Rabbi Symes' day is devoted to giving to others. I have never understood how he fits so much into one day. This dedication to others is why we call Rabbi Symes our friend, our colleague, our role model, our teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for Rabbi Symes.
Hello. Two things immediately come to mind as I look out at all of you. The first is, this is the quietest classroom I've ever been to. The second is that it's the largest. But as Bram said, maybe there's thousands of you that I don't even see. Bram also spoke about the fact that he was here almost exactly a year ago. I don't know what that was like if you were here. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what it was like where I was in Syracuse at the time. But I do know that there was a lot of fear, a lot of concern that I wouldn't make it. Actually, I've surpassed what the doctors felt was likely for me to ever achieve. And the amazing thing is, I'm not done. Every week, I'm gaining more in my range of motion, in my strength, my inner strength, my outer strength. And I want to tell you a secret. It's because of you. I'm surrounded by people, family, friends who are supporting me. I know that. I know a lot of you wanted to reach out to me in the past and even now. You're not quite sure how you should, how you could, but I know that you want to. I know that you return the love that I have for you to me. And that keeps me going, keeps my family going. You have no idea the stress and the fear that I faced, my family's faced over the past year. You cannot know. And you should never know. But I recognize what you're doing for me just by the thoughts you have for me, by the mitzvot that the extra mitzvot that you've taken on. And I can't thank you enough. I'm so fortunate to live in this community who are backing me up. I have a cousin who just a few days ago in a foreign country, she's on an exchange program, had a similar accident to mine. The daughter of a first cousin of mine. Except it's even worse. Brain injury. The first thing we did is try to call any contacts that we have. It's a small city in Chile, to see if there's any Jewish community there. And there is. And we just got a report today from her family who rushed down there that they can't believe how the Jewish community has supported them. But I believe it because I've seen it and I understand it. Now I have a problem because I have all these notes and I haven't even begun. Maybe we should make copies and sell them and make some money for it. And see why. And see what I can do. The title of this talk is My Life on Wheels. How to navigate the detours of life. How to navigate on the journey of life. So, a year ago, before the 20th of June, 2010, I was on what I consider on my highway of life. I consider that I was in the fast lane. To be a little less modest than perhaps I should. I felt like I was on the top of the world. So much so that I think some people thought that I was a born natural teacher, which was not the case. Not the case at all. I work very, very hard to this day, minus this year, of trying to learn to be better and better. Work very hard at that. And that made me felt even stronger and better. I just felt that a lot of people respected me. And I could do almost anything in the classroom. I accomplished some pretty dynamite things in the classroom. With what I had, my talents, my charisma, my body. Then came January the 20th. Wow. 1 second. It was all taken away. No function of my body. My surgeon, my doctor, telling my wife, they couldn't tell me it was no condition, but they told my wife there's no likelihood. I saw the report last week. is what they wrote. There's no likelihood for my functioning to be back to how it was before. We're not they didn't even say that. My functioning to be back to any useful functioning. That's what they told Shana. So I asked Shana, what did you say to them? Here's a mother of 9 children. A husband who did so much for the community, for the family, and the surgeon and the doctor telling her no chance, or a very small chance. I want to tell you something about the character of Shana. This will explain how I made it. She doesn't know this part of the speech. And listen carefully. I want this to enter your hearts with an outer beat. Shana said, I don't believe you. That's the character. I don't believe you. You do your job, and I'll do mine. My job is to support my husband in ways you'll never know. Unbelievable ways. I thought sitting in a wheelchair. Shana also thought, and I bet what many of you think, that sitting in a wheelchair is just that, just sitting in a wheelchair. You move a little bit here and there. Somebody else feeds you, okay. So you can't walk. Walking's not everything. This is not the time or place to discuss it. But I have very little control from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. Shana is here 24/7. Helping me carry on. And I will carry on. I share that enthusiasm and conviction. I don't believe anybody who says I won't. This shows up. My students, first thing they ask me is, continue asking me. First they ask me, will I be coming back to teach them? And I answer right away, yes, without a doubt. Now they're asking me, when will I come back? It's getting closer. Here's a question for you. I asked this question to some of the professionals, the therapists, who are helping me. So, I'm a quadriplegic at quite a high level, unfortunately. And right now they're saying C4, C5. Originally they thought it was a C3 maybe. I guess when they see me doing more than they think I can, they just change the diagnosis. So, what I asked them was, why? It's so dangerous to say this question. I just realized. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's been difficult to find home care who are proficient. It's been kind of tough because it needs some pretty heavy care. And there just are not a lot of people, apparently, in Ottawa who are experienced with this type of injury. So I asked, why is that? I can't be the only one in the city of 1 million who's ever had a accidents such as mine. There are many quadriplegics in the city. Where are they? In other words, if the professionals helping me are not experienced, why are they not experienced? Why aren't they helping all the others? So here's the answer they told me. And this is going to frame the rest of this talk. The answer that they said there's very, very few quads living in home environments. Very few living at home. And hence, there's not too many therapists who have experience working with them in the home, because they're not to be found at home. Why? There's too much anger and depression that they experience. They're broken people, and they break their marriages, they break up their families, and therefore they have to move in to long-term care facilities. They cannot live at home. I can't go there. I'm not gonna touch that. But I want to tell you why. That's what I want to talk about for the next few minutes before I let you in your questions. What makes me any different? I function like them. Just a regular guy. Just came out of nowhere. In an instant. Never believed it at the time. Nothing hurt me. I didn't know that was a bad thing. Thought it was pretty good. Didn't hurt. So just a regular person, there it was. Not being able to move. Just like all those others out there. So why am I thriving? Why do I have positive outlook? How am I happy? Where so many others, unfortunately, are so unhappy and angry. So I've got a lot to say, but there's other things to do today. So let me touch a little bit. I think there are three things. One is the spiritual side. I am a rabbi after all. The spiritual sources for my journey to get around these detours. The second is just general reasons, nothing to do with religion or being a rabbi. Just general sources of strength that I might be able to share. And the third is personal. Me as Yehuda Symes. What is it that I bring to this enormous battle? Okay, so let's start a little bit with the spiritual influence. It starts with a story from the Chovos HaLevavos, which is one of the classic ethical works. The author wants to understand, why do most people not appreciate or recognize the good things in their lives? You know, there are a lot of people like that. It's hard for them to understand that they're swimming in goodness. They're drowning in all the good things around them. And we tend sometimes to focus too much on the negative and the bad things. So To answer this question, he shares a story that I'd like to share with you. He says, there was once a group of blind people who were given a chance at rehabilitation. So they were brought to a house that was retrofit just for them, for their state of disability. There were doctors, therapists here for them. There was medicine to ease the pain and maybe to improve their vision. They were blind, of course. So all they saw was black, I guess. They didn't understand all the good things that were there for them. All they could focus on was their blindness. Their mind was filled with agony. Instead of listening to those who wanted to help them, to support them, to encourage them, all they heard in their minds was pain and suffering. They ended up walking around the house that was there. It was built specifically for them, to help them. They ended up walking around, bumping into the walls, bumping into the very machine that was there to help them. And all they did was curse out the builder of that terrible house. Those horrible things in our road that are there just to black our way. This horrible place. And really it was all there for them, to help them. So, I look at that story and I say, that's me. I could be one of those blind people. And I could do the same. I could be just as negative, if not more. But even though I may be trapped in jail, just as they were trapped in their jail, I prefer to take the advice of the Hovos and Logos, which is to realize this world is here to help all of us. We're all in our own situation. Nobody can tell me, forgive me for overstepping my boundaries. I'm just telling you how I feel. I could be wrong, but these are my feelings. I don't think anybody can tell me right now that they can't face up to the challenges that they have in their life. I know every single person in this world has struggles, has problems. Nobody escapes it. Nobody escapes it. I have to tell you another little story. This is an old Jewish tale. As I was saying, everybody has struggles, problems, troubles. We know some more than we know. We don't know. We don't know each other's troubles. But we wish we had other struggles. We don't want our own. We want the other guys. They always have it better. So here's the old Jewish tale. God looked down at all of his creations, all the people of the world, and he saw everyone complaining about their own troubles, wishing they had someone else's. So he said, you know what? We're going to make one day of amnesty. And this day, all the people in the world get to unload their sack of troubles. You can line them up along the longest wall in the world. And you get to free yourself of all your troubles, of all your pain, of all your suffering, was the biggest celebration other than Mashiach. What a celebration. Everybody took off their packages. God said, you get now to do what you all wanted to do. You all wanted somebody else's troubles. You know, you can't go through life without challenges. That's what life is all about. Makes us stronger, makes us better. You gotta have some troubles. So, you wanted someone else's. Go over to that home and pick up. You can really choose anyone that suits you. Take your time and pick one that suits you. Pick one that you think fits your personality, your strengths, your talents. But you gotta have something. So happily, everybody had exactly what they were wishing for. To get someone else's sack of problems. So they all ran over to the wall and they picked the one that fit them exactly, tailor-made, just for them. And just in case you didn't figure it out, every person in the world picked their own sack of problems. Because every single person's problems is what they need to grow to be better. You should embrace your problems. You should be happy for what Hashem gives you. I'm telling you, they make you better. I never knew it as much as I know it now. They make you stronger. They make you better. More loving, more caring, more understanding. Take it from me. So, it seems to me that everybody's problems are equal. My quadriplegia, it's not any worse than anybody else's. It's just different. I have the tools that I need to face this. Every other single person has the tools that they need to face their problems. I will not believe that I'm any worse, or in a worse position than anyone else. It's just that this matches who I am. And believe me, you have what you have. What you need to match your pain and your suffering. Do me one favor. Just as I can't deny the pain that I have, I don't mean emotional pain as much as physical pain. Can't be denied. It's out and center. Right? I mean, it's obvious. I don't think anyone should deny the suffering that they have in their heart and turn it into something positive. It says, Kol David Rachmana, the Tav Avid. I firmly understand and believe that everything that God does is good. You look at me, it doesn't look too good. I know it doesn't feel too good. But it's good. There's not an iota of doubt in my mind. What happened to me is good. Why is it good? It's because it's what I need. It's what I need to be a better person. Okay, try to pay attention this week, please. God put each of us here to do the best we can with everything that's in our path. If only we could all internalize that lesson. Of course, I'm not saying bad is good from how we see it that is bad. It certainly is bad in the world. because we don't understand why it's good. When I say good, I mean correct. Don't ask me how this applies to every single situation. That's not my job. It's not my job to explain other people's suffering. Never would want to do that. Never could do that. But all I know is that at some time, if not now, then in the future, it'll be known there is a plan and purpose for everything. As painful as that sounds. I don't know, it just makes more sense to me now. I knew those words before, and many of you are thinking, well, what about the Holocaust? Am I saying that was good? Am I saying that was what we needed? I can't discuss that. That's a reality that's way, way beyond me. All I'm saying is that if you're ever in a tough time with it, once in a while take my advice. You can grow from it, and it's there for a reason. There's a plan. How much time do I have? You know, usually I could look at a class and tell them they've had enough. You guys look like I could talk all night. Okay. Here's another thing you might be able to use. Imagine you're playing hockey one day. You don't know why that's funny, because I say hockey. So imagine you're playing hockey, and someone's there watching you. His name is Wayne Gretzky. After he watches you, he says, "Wow, you are the great one. You're just great. The way you skate, the way you pass, incredible. I'm ready right now to give you a contract, multi-million-dollar contract per day. Just sign right here, because you are so great." How would you feel? Where would your problems go? So, if God believes in me, then I have to believe in myself. Just like you as a hockey player would believe in yourself. Same thing with each of you. God believes in you. And He's pretty great. He's your creator. If your creator believes in you, He created you, sustains you, you better start believing in yourself. Standing up to the plate, facing each day with courage. It takes so much courage from where I'm standing or sitting. It takes so much courage every single day. You can't know. But if God believes in me, because He gave this to me, then I'm going to believe in myself. Another great thing, another great lesson that comes from being a quadriplegic is being able to access more of the wondrous surroundings in our world than I did before. I don't know if I'm quite on the level of a tree hugger yet, but I'm getting there. I go on walks or rides, as the case may be, with my wife and my family. There's no way to put into words what I feel now. sun, the grass, blue sky, once a month or so. The trees. We were all there before. Nothing new. Before June 20th. It was all there. But we overlook so much. Being in this state has given me the amazing privilege of recognizing the good things God gave us. God could have made everything black and white. Some people think that he did. He could have made things colorless. Maybe there's no color. We didn't know no difference. What if the world would have been that way? No such thing as color. We would have known otherwise. We would have been used to it. What a gift. So much we overlook. Tastes, sights, sounds. We're just swimming in luxuries. Now, if you're a student of mine, you may have heard me say that before. Some of these things you heard before. And I believe these things. But believing has infinite levels. Infinite levels. And I believe so much more than what I've known, what I thought I knew before. It's because of this state. It's a good thing. But I choose to be in the state in order to get these good things. In order to see more of the greatness of Hashem. As of now, I can't say yes. I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't lie and say yes. Thank God I'm a quad, because now I have access to so many pleasures. No, it's not like that. In fact, we're not allowed to say that. Before we have a test, we're never allowed to ask to Hashem to give you a test. We try, we pray we should never be tested. And now that I am, I'm still not going to be happy with it. I want out of here. I want to walk again. Who knows? Miracles happen. I've already lived through miracles. I'm breathing on my own, swallowing on my own, doing things I don't even know about on my own. So, I'm not going to say that I'm happy like this, because I'm not. I don't know how many tearful nights I've had, continue to have. Very, very difficult. I don't like it at all. But once I have it, I'm going to find what's good in it. I'm going to turn it into good. And I want to tell you one thing here. I checked this out with the close ones to me before I made this statement, because I want you to believe it. In the worst times, my family was with me. Worst times being painful, psychologically painful, physically painful. I asked them if I've ever once showed anger. Because I don't remember ever being angry. Unless they're pulling my leg. I'm telling you I'm not angry. Not at all angry. Of course, I'm sad and at times discouraged. But anger is a different thing. I can't ever go there. I think if I thought about it enough, thought about what's really going on here, maybe I could get angry. Maybe I'm ignoring it. But it works, I guess. Why would I want to? People ask me, I don't ever ask why. I've said I don't ask why. I ask what. I ask what does God want from me now? Instead of asking, why did God do this to me? So they ask me, how is it? I don't ask why. Why did God do that? I mean, I'm a pretty fair guy, pretty decent fellow. Why did God do this to me, right? I don't ask, I'm telling you. I do not ask that. Because this question of why, to me, is a signal of anger. It's a signal of complaint. Why did God do this to me? So then I'm complaining. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. How can I say, how can I ever think that I don't deserve this or anything else that happens to me? I know God created me. God gives me exactly what I need to survive, to thrive. Not necessarily to survive, but to thrive for as long as I'm here. To be as good as I can be. Why would I ask why? But I would ask. But I would ask of myself and pray for an answer that I could reach the reason. Perhaps the reason of how it could have been. Not in a complaining way, but wanting to know, how can I use this for something good? What can I do with my life? Can't be the teacher I used to be. And extensive voice therapy. One of the things is learning not to be so monotone, because my lungs don't produce enough air for the inflection or the tone. So not the same teacher as I used to be. I can't be as dynamic, jumping around like I used to be at this point. That's what my students may know what I mean by dynamic. So I can't do that anymore at this point. But obviously, if I have this situation, this is what I need. This is what I have to use. This is what I will use. So I think I mixed together the general and the spiritual. Because the general is what I'm saying now. Every person, including myself, has only two choices. To be positive or to be negative. I don't really believe you can be neutral about a lot of our tasks. I think quadriplegia is something you cannot be neutral about. You're either going to be positive or you're going to be negative. The high road is being positive about it. And I won't take the low road. I think it's a decision. Nothing spiritual about it. Any human being can choose, can make choices. It's a choice that I recommend. Don't be negative. Don't so happy, so fortunate to be part of a Jewish community that cares for you, that supports you. In your good times and in your bad. In Chile, in Ottawa, anywhere that you can find other Jews. Be part of it, be proud of it. So, in conclusion, I don't want to leave you with a mistaken impression. I don't want you to think that being in the power chair, I like that better than wheelchair. Being in the power chair has opened up new vistas, accessing more pleasure, feeling happiness that I didn't feel in different ways than I felt happiness before. All that is true. But I'm not happy with the title. No one made up the title but myself, together with my wife. So I'm not here to blame anybody. But upon further review, after it was already published, it should not say my life on wheels. Let's all take an imaginary pen and cross off on wheels. My life is not on wheels. It's much too limiting, not constrained. My life is not found on 4 wheels, 6, 8, and 11 and a half. I'm not constrained by some wheels that I sit on every day. That's not my life. My life is found among the people who I love. It's found in the moments that I choose to live. It's found way beyond this small space. It shouldn't say my life on wheels. It should just say my life, how to navigate through the detours of life. Thank you very much for listening. Please, if there's any questions, I'll pretend I don't know you. Go ahead and ask me.
I have a question.
Of course you do, Julie.
So when are you coming back? Someone had to ask it.
Well, I'm back now.
No, I mean, it's formally in school.
But before I answer your question, it just brings to mind that another good thing, we can't weigh what God wants from us. Look at you, Julie. We can't weigh what's really, really important. So who knows? I wouldn't be here right now speaking to all of you if I wasn't in this state. I'm not saying that I understand. This is why I'm in this state, to talk to you. But I can't weigh things the way God weighs things. Anyways, I'm not avoiding you too much. When am I coming back? Where to Torah? Or to hell?
Both, or whichever way you go.
I knew you'd say that. As of now, what I can say is I'm gonna start slowly and see as much as I can. Know that I'm dependable. It took a long time just to sit in this chair for more than 15 minutes. I mean, it just takes a long time. And teaching takes a lot if you want to do it right. So, I can say that as soon as I'm ready, I'll go start slowly, and estimate the time of day that I can tolerate. I wish I could be more specific. Sorry. Yes. The question was, maybe you repeat the question.
Would you be happy to people live in conditions that are worse or better than you?
Would I be
Would you
willing to?
inspire them?
Would I be willing to?
Yeah.
100%. That's, I'd
Have
love
you
to.
been approached?
Oh, have I? No. Okay. Not more questions. I'm going to get a couple of these. Ask me something hard.
You spoke about your faith in God repeatedly. It was beautiful. What inspires that faith?
Does that mean what causes it or brings it? I think that my difficulties take it to the next level. I think that I also believed in God beforehand, but not like I do now. I guess God gives you what you need. If you let it, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in God, it gives you the abilities to meet your challenges. The harder the challenges, the more you recognize that God is. It's so hard to put into words. Wait, give me a second. The first thing is it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. I don't believe somebody in one day says, oh, I believe in God now. It doesn't work that way. In speech, maybe it works that way. So the first thing is time and effort. And study. Nothing beats study. There's no shortcuts. I guess I'm in a little better position than many because I've done a lot of studying in my life. But to be honest with you, wasn't enough in terms of getting deeper in the belief. It had to become more in practice before I got more. There's so much more I need in believing in God. It just grows. That's the best I can do. If I get any more, Scott, I'll give you a call.
Rabbi Son, I've never had the pleasure before tonight of meeting you or seeing you. I've heard an awful lot about you from the entire community. I don't have any children in Torah High. I was diagnosed 5 years ago with metastatic renal cell cancer, terminal cancer. And Baruch Hashem, I've been able to at least be sustained and make quite well. I just wanted to say what an unbelievable inspiration you are for the entire, not only Jewish community, but the entire city of Ottawa and the entire community. blessing, and may Hashem bring you back to exactly where you were before this tragic accident. I really wish you all the very best.
You know my email, so just, you know my phone number, you even know where I live. Okay, on with the show.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi Symes, for those very inspiring and very touching words.